The practical ways are powerful, but there's also a very, very real financial need. And I always say, this is the part that everyone knows is coming, and a lot of times people are like, oh, I can't give anything, so I feel bad. Do not feel bad right now if you're saying, I can't contribute financially. But I want you to seriously consider it, and here's why. There is no greater investment that I make in a month than what God takes and doubles and triples and redeems. My bank account, in comparison to anything that goes into this ministry or similar causes to it, there is nothing that brings me greater joy, not one thing that I buy. And all of the donors in this room that are a part of this ministry, they will tell you that. They will say, this gives me the deepest joy. This gives me the greatest sense of fulfillment. And there's a reason for that. It's because you're taking what God gives you and you're giving it back to him, and you're saying, next year at dessert night, I want to hear these stories, and I want to say, I was a part of that. My family was a part of that. Like, we on the sidelines with our prayers, with our resources, we gave sacrificially because we believed in this. We believed in those little life-saving stations that everyone else wanted to shut down. We have encountered more obstacles and more warfare this year in this ministry than I have in the last 10. It has been unbelievable. Petitions signed, close down this house, go away group home. You cannot even imagine the persecution. And so here's what the church does. The church says, come use our banquet hall and let us host a night where you build advocates. Because you got a lot of haters. You got a lot of people that don't want you here, that don't want you to open up this house, that don't want you to have the resources to help girls. And I've been on the receiving line of all those voicemails that you heard at the beginning of this program. That is the real deal. Those are the calls that Linda and all of our staff are receiving. And when we have to say no, it's like, really? Why does everybody else get to say yes? Why do all these other programs get to say yes? And tonight we're here so that we can. We're here so that we can raise the monthly support, so that we can operate at full capacity, so that we don't have to close any homes, so we don't have to turn girls away. And I'm going to talk to you about the practical way that one day is supported at his caring place. And unlike Travers, I could go on and on about his caring place all night, and I know that I have to work on not being so excited about it. So one day, this is what happens in one day, which is, as you heard in the video, $30. $30 sponsors one girl for one day. In one day at his caring place, here's what can happen. An abortion appointment can be canceled. A GED diploma can be received. Restoration for an abused soul can begin. The feeling of being loved can enter someone's heart. A violent relationship can be escaped. Arms can hold and love a baby. A college scholarship can be granted. A family dinner can build trust. A job can be found. A daughter and her parents can be reconciled. The bondage of drug use can be broken. A bride can walk down the aisle out of fear and into love. A child can enter the world safely and have their needs met. A counselor can speak life into a frightened spirit. Church can be attended and God's plan can be heard for the first time. A life skill like budgeting or cooking can be learned. Generational lies can be extinguished. An ultrasound appointment can reveal that there is indeed life inside. Someone's destiny can be altered because they begin to believe that their future is worth living for, and most importantly, eternity can change because salvation is found in Jesus Christ. All of these things can happen in just one day, but we can't fund one day without monthly sponsors. We can't do it. There's just on paper, it doesn't work. One day can change everything. One day can change 2 lives, 2 futures, 2 paths. As you saw, it becomes 4 paths, 6 paths as families and friends and people around are impacted. I've heard angels speak to girls, and it is like, oh, there's nobody else. There's no better person to do it than girl to girl. When I listen to Ashton and Vanessa and the girls in our program minister to one another because they've journeyed through it, and then they look back and they say, I want to give you a picture of one day in my life. One day when everything changed. The day I went forward and accepted Jesus. The day that I gave birth to that child that completely inspired me to break all of those bonds that were holding me back. $30 a month, one day, one girl, 2 lives. That's what I want you to remember from tonight. That's what I want you to be challenged to think about if you can be a part of that. There's other sponsorships. Everyone is at a different place in their life what they can commit to. $30 a month is one day. $60 a month is 2 days, 93 days, and so on and so forth. You may be sitting here tonight and think, I could do a one-time gift. I could do 1 month for one girl.